Now, the other buck vocalization that you'll hear talked about quite a bit these days is the grunt, snort, wheeze vocalization. Now, like we said in the beginning, some grunts are used when animals are engaged in a dominance interaction. Most of the time, those grunts are going to be low, guttural, and very, very short, similar to one note of the trailing grunt. It would be just a very short, all right? As that animal's coming up, he lays his ears back, gets close to another animal, and just, okay? It says, move off. If that doesn't work, and they want to vocalize that they are a little bit more frustrated or a little bit more antagonistic towards that other animal, and that other animal has not yielded as of yet, then a lot of times what they'll do is they'll give that one short grunt, but they'll follow it right up with a snort. Just one. It's not what you hear as an alarm vocalization, not that, okay, that loud blow, not that. We're talking about just a, okay, just a very short. They can do 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of those in succession after that grunt. So they go, okay, saying, hey, dang it, listen to me, move away. If that animal still does not yield and still does not move out of the way or get out of the area, that's when you can hear a buck do what's called the grunt, snort, wheeze. Again, they did the grunt, they do the snort. But the wheeze at the end of it is the final straw. That's saying, all right, dang it, something's about to happen. If you don't pay attention to me, and if you don't do what I say, if you don't move out of my way and yield and get out of here, I'm either going to kick you or I'm going to run into you with my antlers and I'm going to hook you. All right, I'm going to hurt you. Something's about to happen. The grunt, snort, wheeze sounds like this. Right? Okay? You'll have that long, drawn-out wheeze at the end. And it does need to sound, if you're going to do it with your voice, which that's what I do, it sounds a little bit more realistic. Try to purse your lips and push air through your teeth and through your lips so it sounds like that strained, wheezing sound, not just air, not just a shh, but you want a nice strained wheezing sound on it. Okay? The grunt, snort, wheeze is just that. Right. You can do that with a grunt call, and a lot of grunt calls now have this little sound chamber, or this little, I don't know what you even call it, it's just the wheeze chamber if you want, the blow chamber if you will, that you can do the grunt, all right? And then you can blow through this, all right, to do that grunt, snort, wheeze. When you do blow through, and that will work just fine. When you do blow through it and you want to do that wheeze part, try to impart that wheeze through that call by pursing your lips again and having the air come out of your lips so it sounds a little bit more strained. All right? You want that strain, that wheezing sound on it. Now, that is a very aggressive vocalization. All right? It, again, just like the other vocalizations we talked about, it's not something that you hear all the time. Most of the time, you're going to hear it in and around the rut. You're going to be in that pre-rut into that rut phase and the post-rut when there's a heightened level of breeding going on and when that dominance interactions increase. So when you have competition for dominance and competitions for does, that's when you'll oftentimes hear that vocalization. Most of the time when you want to use a grunt, snort, wheeze in the field, you need to keep a couple things in mind. Number one, it's used almost exclusively in and around the rut. So the late part of the pre-rut, when the dominance interactions and the conflict around trying to figure out a pecking order and their dominant status is at its maximum, through the rut when the maximum, the peak breeding is going on and there's a lot of activity and a lot of conflict going on trying to,